Welcome to Acro Yoga Global's Thai Massage with Milen and Joey. Prepare a soft surface on the ground. Any combination of carpets, yoga mats, blankets, and pillows will do. Plan for some relaxing lighting and play some of your favorite music. Remember, there are no rules. Stop halfway if you need to, skip a portion, improvise. Take care of yourself. You'll want to communicate with your partner during the massage. You can use your words if that feels right, or these hand signals. You could signal for more pressure or harder. You could signal for less pressure or that hurts, and you can let your partner know that that feels really good. Let's get started. Begin in a comfortable sitting position. If your partner is not comfortable sitting on the floor and they find that their back is rounded because of flexibility, then opt for the first half of this massage to happen in a chair. It's very possible for the receiver to be sitting in a chair and the giver of the massage to be standing behind the chair. Otherwise, seated cross-legged for the receiver works quite well, and variations of kneeling will work for the giver. If your knees are sensitive, you may choose to have a pillow under your knees to allow for more comfort. The first technique will be a pinching or squeezing motion, a clamping between the thumb and fingers along the traps on each side of our partner's neck, between the neck and shoulders. So go ahead slowly at first and gently at first, and then gradually apply more pressure. Check in with your partner to make sure that you're applying the right amount of pressure. Milen, how's that? Would you like more pressure? Less? Okay. As you're giving this massage, you can explore with your thumb and your fingers on the front side. So thumb on the back, fingers on the front. And after you clamp a couple of times, feel free to reposition your fingers to have access to some different musculature and offer pressure with your fingers or your thumb, and perhaps maintaining the pressure while you trace some circles with that thumb or fingers. And perhaps moving around a little bit more actively from one spot to the next, squeezing slowly and then releasing before moving on to a new spot along your partner's traps between the neck and shoulders. Ask your partner to tilt their head forward slightly, tucking the chin just a little bit. Thank you, Milen. And create cups with your hands. And use those cups as percussive tools along your partner's upper back and shoulder region. Start gently, and then check in with your partner to see if you can apply more pressure. Can I apply a bit more pressure, Milen? Okay. You can continue with these cup-shaped hands, or you can create a loose fist with your hands and use this heel of the palm and finger area as your contact point. You can continue with this, or if you want a smaller contact point, which is generally a little bit more intense. So if your partner is comfortable with that level of intensity and contact and pressure, then perhaps you choose not to move on. But you can create a little sideways, that same loosely closed fist, but then apply the side of your hand as your contact point. Because it's a smaller surface area, it's sometimes a little bit more intense. Of course, you can modulate the intensity with how hard you're contacting your partner, as well as the shape of your hands. Would you like more? Okay. And slow down your rhythm, and eventually you can stop. If you're on the ground, give the massage, please come standing. If you're already standing behind the chair, then you can continue from that position. Using mainly the heels of your hands, heels of your palms, apply a downward pressure on your partner's traps. So partner receiving the massage, you can straighten up your head again. If your chin was still tucked in, you can find a comfortable position with your head. And if you're offering this massage to someone in a chair, then it's possible that you're a bit lower relative to them and can't have straight arms moving down. You may choose to use your forearms as your contact point instead of your hands. In either case, check in with your partner about the pressure. How's that pressure, Milan? Okay. And then slowly begin walking your hands into slightly different positions. So rock your weight onto one side, release that unweighted side, reposition it into a new spot, so maybe slightly further or closer to or from the shoulder, and then put the weight into that second side, replacing the other hand. Move at your own pace here, shifting right to left. And your partner might let you know if this particular technique doesn't feel as good as just holding the pressure in one spot, and you can adjust accordingly. Perhaps you'd like to stay still and just breathe into some constant pressure. Ask your partner to interlace their hands behind their head. Milan, can you please interlace your fingers? Thank you. Twist. Around the elbows, one hand in front and one hand behind. Inhale together. And exhale, guide them into a light twist. You can hold the twist for a breath or two before moving to the other side. Come back to center. Switch grip. Inhale in the center. And exhale, guide them into a light twist. Stay here for a breath or two. And return to the center. We'll do this again. You can do the same variation, just applying pressure on the elbows. Or perhaps you'd like to place one hand on your partner's shoulder blade against your own knee. So you can push with your knee on your hand to help with that rotation. So one hand reaches over, the other hand on their shoulder blade with your own knee in place, and you can guide them into the twist using your knee against your own hand against their shoulder blade to apply a helping pressure. And come back to center. Switch sides, option to do the first variation, or hand against the shoulder blade, knee against your own hand. If you're doing this from a chair, not on the ground, then you will not be using your knee on your partner's shoulder blade. You can just stick to the first variation. And return to center. You can lower your arms, Milan. Thank you. And you can ask your partner to do this on their own, or you can help them lie back into a supine position with their back on the ground. Milan, can you lie on your back, please? Thank you. The rest of this massage can be offered on the ground with your partner lying in their back and you, the giver of the massage, on your knees. If this is not comfortable for you, you can do this on a raised surface. Perhaps your partner can be lying on a bed and you can be standing near the side of the bed, or perhaps even sitting in a chair close to the bed for a portion of the massage. You will need to lean over your partner for the first technique. Place your hands on your partner's shoulders with the heels of your palm overlapping onto their chest slightly. Bring your shoulders over your hands to apply weight downward into your partner's chest and shoulders. How's that pressure, Milan? Okay. You can hold the pressure here, or just as we did on the traps earlier on, you can walk right and left. And every time you unweigh one hand, you can move it slightly closer to or further away from the shoulders. I invite you to work with straight arms so that you don't get tired and that you're able to offer a firm pressure throughout the massage. And sit back, releasing the weight from your partner's shoulders and chest area. And go collect the base of their head with your fingertips. So reach under their neck, slide your fingers up towards their head until you contact the base of their skull, and apply a little bit of traction pulling towards you. So find a little bit of tension, a bit of traction, and then rest with that tension, that traction, that pulling. And breathe here. Now I'll show you with my hands out from under Milan's head, but you can keep your hands underneath. And go with your fingertips, search for a portion along the neck, at the base of the neck, and slide your fingertips up to the base of the head again. You can alternate one side and the next that way. So sliding your fingers up to the base of the skull, and then switching to go do the same thing with the other hand. You can continue with the fingertips, or perhaps you'd like to use the whole hand, so you can reach under and then slide the whole hand up along the neck. Lifting the head slightly as you do so, sliding the hand to the base of the skull, and then reaching with the other hand to repeat the process. Cradle your partner's head with your hands on either side without blocking their ears. So create a little space for their ears. Lift the head up slightly and turn it to one side. Lower the head down on your own hand, exposing the side and back of your partner's neck. Use your thumb to slide along from the back of their ear down the back and side of their neck to the trap area. You may want to start gently at first and check in with your partner to see how the pressure is. How's that pressure, Milan? Would you like some more? Okay. If sliding the thumb along your partner's neck is uncomfortable for them because of the friction between the skin of their neck and the skin on your thumb, you can opt for pressing rather than sliding. Just pressing lightly, moving the thumb to a new position, pressing lightly again, and shifting your way down in this slow pressing motion. Whatever works best for you today. And switch to the other side. Cradle your partner's head. And slowly lift the head up slightly. Bring their chin back to the center. And continue on to that second side. Deposit their head on your hand on the mat. And with your newly freed thumb, begin the same technique on the second side. Sliding from behind the ear, along the back and side of the neck, toward the trap or base of the neck. How's that pressure, Milan? Okay. Remember, if the sliding is uncomfortable, you can opt for a thumb pressing as you move along that line from the back of the ear along the back and side of your partner's neck. And guide your partner's head back to the center. And release their head from your hands. Bring your thumbs together in the center of their forehead, and with gentle pressure, slide your thumbs apart, moving towards their temples. Then return to the center, perhaps a little bit further up the forehead, and repeat, aiming for a slightly different path each time. Next, we'll apply a slight circular massage around the temples. You can do this with your thumb or perhaps your fingers, whatever feels best for you. Make a couple slow circles in one direction. And then a couple slow circles in the other direction. Allow your thumb or index and middle fingers to slide down towards your partner's jaw and apply pressure moving down towards the jawline. So beginning at about level with the ear, find the musculature of the jaw and press down towards your partner's jawline. Just like we did with the forehead, try to find a slightly different path each time. Move now to explore your partner's ears. You can create a soft pinching motion between your index and thumb, almost as if you were holding a guitar pick. And you can create that soft pinch around your partner's ear and pull slightly towards yourself, allowing the ear to slip through your fingers. Move slowly and repeat that. A light clamping along your partner's ear and sliding your hands towards you, allowing the ear to slowly slip out from between your fingers. Same strategy now, but instead of pulling your hands towards yourself, allow your hands to move towards the ground. So create that clamp and then pull the ears towards the ground, allowing them to slip out from between your fingers. Move now to the earlobes, and this time we'll be pushing in the direction of our partner's shoulders or neck. Be aware of any earrings here and work around them. Be sure not to pull on the earrings. And if your partner has too many earrings and you're unable to practice this technique, you can return to an earlier technique that worked well for you and your partner's ears. And lastly, create little claws with your hands and explore your partner's hair with your fingertips. Perhaps you begin with small circular motions. You can change the placement of your fingers. Explore your partner's scalp. Maybe behind the ears too. And remove your hands from your partner's scalp. Rest them on your thighs. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to close this massage. Imagine your partner in your mind's eye and think to yourself, may you be happy. May you be free from suffering. And may you have a lovely day or lovely evening. Gently open your eyes. You can bring your hands together at heart center if that feels right to you. And thank your partner for allowing you to practice Thai massage today. Thank you, Milan.